It's 1900. We have the Film Club. Lester and full table. Yeah, you Hey, Robert. Come on, man. You can make it. All right. Okay, is that everybody at the table? Is that all the pictures? Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Andy, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Byron.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for gathering us together again tonight and on this cold night. And we just thank you for the men around the table in the back and for everybody in this room that served in the military. I just thank you for their willingness to serve their country and help it stay free. We ask your blessing on our meeting tonight. Help us make wise decisions, and that you would just be with us as we contemplate some of the things that we need to get done. How to help us have a successful auction, and we just ask your blessing on this time. Amen.
The USSVI Creed. Perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments. We pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Please remain standing for the tolling of the vote for January. USS 36, SS 141, lost on 20 January 1942 when it was destroyed after she ran aground at the Taka Bangka Reef in Madagascar Strait, Indonesia. The crew was rescued. USS S-26, SS 131, lost on 24 January 1942 in the Gulf of Panama, 14 miles west of San Jose Light, when the USS PC-460 rammed it. 3 men survived, 46 men lost. USS Argonaut, SS-166, lost on 10 January 1943 in the Java Sea by a Japanese surface attack. 102 men lost. USS Scorpion, SS-278, lost sometime after 5 January 1944 in the Yellow Sea off Japan due to unknown causes. 77 men lost. USS Swordfish, SS-193, lost on 12 January 1945, either by a Japanese surface attack or a mine off Okinawa. 89 men lost. In keeping with the USS Creed, let us remain in a mood of reverence and respect while we take a moment to remember those submariners who have received their final orders and are now serving on internal patrol. Rocky Mountain Base Internal Patrol lost for January. Frank A. Breach, 1/17/2009. Harry Pollock, 1/2/2013. William Staub, 1/21/2020. Please be seated. Holland Club, post. That horn. Below submariners, a submerged submarine provides a quiet and somewhat tranquil setting free of any of the distraction present in the everyday world, surface world. So in keeping with that, we will take her down for a regular meeting. Clear the bridge, take her down, dive, dive. Okay, we do have a couple guests here today. So we will go around and do a roll call and just when I call on you, stand and jump switch vote. Qualified on. Gary, will you start us off?
I'm Gary Francis, qualified USS Skipjack, SSN 585 in February of 72.
Chris. Yay, Chris is back.
Yay! Chris Pace, qualified USS Daniel Boone, 1389, and the blank owner of the USS Louisiana. That's about 2097, actually. And then I brought with me my wife, Helen.
Okay, Helen, why don't you tell us about your military career?
Retired Navy reservist, did 22 years, was an aviation electronic technician, but I also worked as a master of arms.
Robert.
Robert Adler, qualified USS John Marshall, SFPM 611 Gold, November 1971. Also served on a couple of other boats. With me, my wife Marcia. Everybody knows her.
Hey, Larry.
Qualified USS Narwhal, 651, December of 84. Plus 11 other boats. Match both your job and your duty school.
Andy.
Editing associate honorary flight owner of USS Colorado, which I was a appreciate child.
Ann, would you like to give us a little background on your first job?
Well, I can't list all the facilities on it. Was chief of the boat of the USS Spain before it was turned over to the Saudi, no, not Saudi Arabia. The Rock Greenlands, 1972.
Bill.
Bill Anderson, I qualified on sailfish SS 572 in 1962. With me and my wife at 63, volunteered. Okay.
Yeah. Nick.
Nick Vaughn, I qualified aboard the USS Viper, SS 409, December of 1964. And I brought with me Associate Honorary Member Terry Carrillo, who baked some wonderful brownies.
I eyeing those. They look pretty good. Nancy brought the cake too. Eric.
Named Eric Rao, qualified in 1990 on the Ulysses S. Grant. I'm also the owner and operator of the subvet.com. We can't speak. Also has several articles are written today about the USS San Francisco accident was today where it ran into a seamount at a blank fell. So you can go on, we have a large Facebook group. I'm on Twitter and X, and I write articles on submarines almost every day. So
And you're with,
it's my son. Name's Sean Rao. I'm just a civilian. Okay. Still a fan of all things submarines and the Navy in general.
all right, thank you. Patrick.
Patrick Rouse qualified on the USS Lewis and Clark SPN 644. This is my life by the year. Like 40 years.
Ooh, all right. Good. Brennan.
Eric Robinson, qualified on SSBN 620 in 1964. All my way forever with me.
Okay.
Michael Lewis, I qualified for Johnson Calhoun, SFBN 630 1960.
Yeah.
Jeff Volkel, I qualified on the USS George C. Marshall SSBN 654 Gold in January of 1981. Again on the Daniel Webster SSBN 616 Blue. Both of them
All right. Bruce.
Bruce Martin, qualified USS Corporal, SSB 46. No power attached to that.
Robert.
Robert Lewis Rock, in my great field. I qualified on John Marshall, SFBN 11, I was picked 11 blue in 1963. And then I qualified again for gold dolphin on the Von Neumann SFBN 632 in 71.
All right.
Forget mine.
Mike.
Don't forget mine.
I said Mike.
But you're looking at me. You know, I qualified on USS Tuesday, SFBN 655.
Okay. Yeah.
Grant J. qualified on the USS Benjamin Franklin SSBN 640 Blue in September of 1969. And, I am your treasurer and your membership chairman.
Yes, sir.
Dale Bowman, I qualified on the Ulysses S. Grant SSBN 631 Blue in November of 1968. And you all know Tammy.
Yay, Tammy.
Look for her as my youngest son, Dale Jr. We call him DJ, but you can call him anything you want to.
All right.
Dan Ballard, I qualified on the USS Henry L. Stimson, SSBN 655 Blue in 1987. I think it was November. And I'm your base secretary.
Myra.
I'm Myra, with the Air Force Nurse Corps, Vietnam era, and I'm here because I want to be.
That's great. And I'm Paul Riggs, base commander. I have my first call boat with the USS William H. in August of 1974, followed on by blank order for the USS La Jolla and blank order for the USS Tennessee. And I'm with my lovely wife. You know how many times I forget that. Julie, of the whole 21 years. Yay! Thank you, gentlemen, for reminding me. Okay, we do not have a speaker today because we're going to have our auction. And so I don't have anybody lined up for February right now. Jeff, that gentleman you connected me with, I have his card and everything, but I haven't contacted him. And he told me he'd want to do a Zoom meeting because he didn't say anything about being in the area. He's in Texas, right, or something like that.
Texas. How about Bill Van Horn? You could talk about more of his time spent there.
Who's this now?
Somebody I know from the Boy Scouts, Bill Van Horn, is an Army lieutenant colonel. was stationed at NORAD.
Okay, if you give me information, I can contact them. Okay, set something up. Okay, for those of you that remember, back on December 14th, we had Wreaths Across America. We did the Arvada Cemetery at 10 o'clock, and then followed by Fort Logan at noon. They were a little early. When I showed up quarter after, they were already handing out wreaths. And then we ended up at the Army Navy Gate. So at the Arvada Cemetery, we had about 7 or 8 of our members there. I think you got a picture, didn't you, Jeff and Patrick? And then at Fort Logan, we had about another 6 or 7 or 8 people. And then the Army Navy game, which was a lot of fun to watch. So that was a good time. So there is a program going on right now by the Wreaths Across America that if you purchase your wreath for for this year, December 13th or 13th, that the Wreaths Across America will match the wreaths that you've ordered. And right now, Myra believes that if we order our 22 wreaths that we want to order for our members, that the Wreaths Across America will match the 22 Fort Logan, and that they'll go into the general population. Okay, so we would like to go ahead and order those wreaths now before January 17th, right? And question, yes, I will do that.
A second.
A second, all in favor? Question.
Can we do the same kind of thing for Fort Spring?
Is it a national cemetery?
Well, you could check their website because it says on Fort Logan, so there's like,
For my parents, for grandparents, and my aunt.
So basically, what we received is I received the emails, but she forwarded it to me, and then I also got one from the UEC, and basically it spelled out that Fort Logan was requesting that people would do their ordering before January 17th, that Wreaths Across America would match what we ordered. And so if you're interested in that, you would have to go to that website, order your wreaths that you want, and then they would match it and then send it into the general population. Any more questions? We have a second? Everybody, second? Everybody in favor of doing that before the 17th? Aye. Okay, sounds good. So we will do that. Okay, now we need to talk about our Saturday meetings. We were remember I originally told you we were penciled in for February all the way through October on a Saturday, third Saturday of the month, and that on October October we'd have to do the second Saturday, and then November and December we're probably going to have to do evening meetings. Well, 2 days before Christmas, I get a phone call from the post manager saying that we've been bumped out for April. Already, we hadn't even started yet, and they bumped us out of the meeting for April. So I set up a time period to talk with the base commander. Ron Wilson is his name, and this Saturday I sat down with him and discussed why we wanted Saturdays. We had an overwhelming people want to do Saturdays. And he basically said that 11 o'clock to 1400 on any Saturday, he is not going to allow us to have a slot. And the reason being, it's financially based. The reason being is that's when they get tons and tons of people that want to rent this hall. And the rental here, it starts at $1,000 for 3 hours. And so for them to bump somebody out for us is just physically irresponsible. So they basically said that we're not going to be able to have any Saturday meetings here. So post 17 has locked in stone that we have the third Saturday of the month. They've already signed the MOU. We got everything all set up to start with them on February 15th, I believe is the next date. Let's have some discussion. What people want to say.
I think it's a great idea, changing it to Saturday and daytime, because night driving is real tough for me.
Yeah, it's getting tough for a lot of us.
It's a godsend, change it to daylight.
Okay, well, we've already had 2 votes for Saturday. It appears that right now our only option is to go to post 17.
Where is post 17?
Post 17 is located at 1901 North Harlan. It's about 3 blocks away from our memorial, right there on 17th and Sheridan. So if you go down Sheridan, you turn on 20th, and that takes you right to the middle of Edgewater. There's a little town right there. There's 2 of those traffic circle things. The second circle, you turn left, and it's right there. Yep, on the right-hand side. When we have meetings there, we want to go and park around behind the post because that's where the larger parking lot is. But also that's the separate entrance that comes into the backside of the hall.
What would the times be?
It'll be 1100 to 1400. 11 to 12 would be our social hour, and food and drink will be available. It's a little bit different. They don't have a cook. The post manager does all the cooking. Everything they do is with volunteers. And so basically what they'll do is, our basis is hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and fries. And if we want something different, all we have to do is give her a week's notice. And one meeting it could be tacos. The next meeting it could be burritos. But since she's the only one doing the cooking, she just cooks one thing. And that's what everybody will be eating.
What day did you say?
February 15th, is it? 15th is
We'll do the third Saturday.
third Saturday of the month. Is what we sign on to give us. And the reason it helps, the reason they're able to do it and not this post is because all of the events that they have planned start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturdays. So they're open during the day. So, anybody have any comments? Yes, Helen.
So, I emailed her, what happened to doing the beer in the mornings from 9 to 11?
The post manager, Nick's back. She's not going to come in at 10 o'clock in the morning to open this place up. They usually don't open up. I mean, at 9 in the morning. They usually don't even show up till 10. Then that would be no food or anything. It'd just be a 2-hour time period.
Well, I don't necessarily, to me, we care around food available for meetings. I mean, we could always arrange things, even if you go to 17, not necessarily have to eat there. I mean, we can always make, like for like our quarterly socials, maybe plan to go somewhere after the meeting or before the meeting, that kind of thing. For breakfast or lunch, it would be, just another suggestion when it comes to the food issue.
The meeting or the social hour starts at 11. If you don't like whatever they're serving, you can always bring in fast food or something like that and sit around and eat. I mean, but as far as the 9 to 11, that was nixed by the post manager. She's not going to do that. Dan, you had something?
Yeah, from somebody that works still, this morning I had to be working at 7:30 and I got off at 5 and I drove straight up here. So basically for somebody, me working and then driving home at night, and it's traffic wise coming down here. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get down here because of the traffic. And I live up north, so moving to Saturday for me is really helpful.
Well, the issue is not. Everybody voted twice overwhelmingly to go to Saturdays. So to me, I'm telling you right now, Post 161 is not going to be able to support us at all. But Post 17 is more than happy. So if we have no discussion, then we're going to have our next meeting on February 15th at Post 17, starting at 1100. And I'll be sending out emails with directions and all that kind of stuff.
So did we vote on that as a group, Tim?
We did.
Okay.
We voted on moving to Saturdays. Went twice. And we were hoping that we could swing something with this post and stay here. But they basically told us it's not feasible, financially feasible for them to do that. Any final comments? Tammy?
I think it's a good idea. I like this poster. I know everybody wants to stay here. And rightfully so, we've done this for a long time and they've been really good to us. But if they can't support us, they need to do what is fiscally responsible for their post. And pushing up for free is not it.
That's exactly what Ron told me. He said, I got to do what I got to do for my post, and you got to do what you got to do for your base. He says, we'll be sorry to see you go, but there's no way that they'll be able to support us. Okay? It's a done deal. Western Regional Roundup. We're getting close to the final cutoff for people who want to go. We are going to have, so far it's only Tammy and Dale and Julie and myself. Julie's brother also is joining us, so that'll be a good time. We have our executive board committee for us in the southern base, Colorado base. We have a meeting this Saturday on the 11th at 10 o'clock. What I said, right? 10 o'clock. Dale? Yes. Okay. And basically, they're going to spell out X, Y, and Z what we need to do to sponsor the Western Regional Roundup in 2027. 2 years. 2 years from now. Once we get all that information, I'll put all that information out to you guys. And the biggest thing we got to make sure is that we have a lot of support for this. I mean, there's hospitality rooms that have to be manned. There's workshops, presentations. The committee finds most of that information and takes care of most of that information. But there'll be a lot of stuff that'll fall on us and the Southern Colorado base. But you got to remember the Southern Colorado base, they're an hour drive away, plus they only have about 50 members in their whole base. So, but they do have 2 or 3 guys that are willing to step up and take care of it. Okay, so further information on that. 2026, next year is our 50th anniversary for the Grayley Memorial. We're still looking for a plaque. Anybody have any ideas on how this plaque is supposed to look? What you suggest? You need to submit stuff to us because it takes a while to get it approved by everybody, and then we have to find somebody to make it, so we have to get it installed. And we're about 1.5 years away, right? So any ideas on that, let me know.
What we're looking for is ideas of what you'd like to see on the plaque. And if you just have the ideas and give us a list of ideas, then we can make drawings that they can present to you to say, what do you think? You like these ideas from your ideas?
How big is it going to be?
We're looking to have something in the neighborhood of probably, let's say, 12 by 18 inches. So start jotting down idea and get something as you're going along, just jot it down, write it down and get it to it. And if we get 8 or 10 different ideas, we might be able to incorporate all of them into the plan.
Somebody must have won out there, huh? Okay, the minutes. There's no corrections, the minutes that are posted in our newsletter. Do we have any changes? No changes, we'll accept them as is. Grant, do you have a report on the treasurer?
I always have. That money, right? It may be hot air. I always have it. Report. There it is. That's it. For the month of December, we had a total of $1,192 in income. We had a total of $628.10 in expenses, giving us a net profit of $563.90. Any questions? If you'd like to see the full report, when we take a break afterwards, it'll be right up here on the counter. Okay, thank you. Did you have your?
Yeah, we do have the audit scheduled, Friday at 1100. Gary and myself will be with Grant to take care of that in audit.
Anybody else wants to see how it's done?
We also, I mean, we are looking for a co-treasurer. We've been doing this now for what, 6 years? 5 years. It's not terribly difficult. He has the software all set up. You just have to plug and chug the numbers. You do have to keep in contact with the national a lot, but we are looking for a co-treasurer. Tammy, do you have anything for a storekeeper?
Just offhand, for the, auction, on Lexi, we got donations from Shield, we got Murdoch's in Lafayette and Murdoch's in Westminster. I got from Topgolf, from Fedora Billiards, from Tractor Supply, up in Mead, Tractor Supply in Mead. I just like to encourage everybody to frequent these places. They really donated to us and given us nice things and money. And I just want to make sure, and I send them thank you cards. I'll print out thank you cards and I have all the executive board sign and mail them off because I feel like if they're going to do that for us, that we need to make sure they know that we appreciate it. That's it.
Okay, that sounds good. So when we get ready to do the auction, when we hold up an item, if you have information about that item, like maybe the cost, what it's worth, where it come from, stuff like that, get power out so that Andy knows, that everybody knows what the that item is worth or what it's how it got to where it has, where people will be more willing to bid if they know the whole background. Webmaster Patrick, you got any goodies to tell us?
Let's see. So we averaged about 100 visits a month. Last month, 107 visits. I would say frequency peaked the month before. Mainly the main page, coming events page, and the location of membership. So it's still out there. So most of our referrals are Google searches.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good. Remember now, if we have some kind of function, like the Wreaths Across America and stuff, we have a lot of individuals that come photographs and stuff. Make sure you get photographs to Patrick and to Jeff. Jeff's for the newsletter and Patrick's for the website. Okay, Cats for Kids. We've been National has noticed that Rocky Mountain Base has not had any caps for kids now for almost a year. Unfortunately, we had one person that quit, and we had a second person take it right over, and then he came down with medical issues. Then we had two other people that decided to take it right over, and both of them went down with medical issues. And so we've been sitting now for 8 months, something like that, without any caps for kids. I'm not sure. It must be something like that. So, it's a lot of fun. I've been to about 3 or 4 of them. It's a little bit of work. You have to haul around all sorts of boxes and stuff. We do have some rollers, carts and stuff I'm carrying. You have to order stuff. You have to make arrangements with each one of the organizations. We have the Children's Hospital, Grant's Place, and Ronald McDonald's house. Those are 3 places we go. They're all located rare close to the VA, UC Health hospitals there in Colfax area.
And it only needs to be scheduled once a quarter.
Once a quarter, yes.
And that's not all 3 of them a quarter. That's one of them a quarter.
So what we try to do is we'll catch Children's Hospital twice in a year and the other 2 once a year.
And one would be, not Ronald McDonald, but the other one.
Rick's Place.
Friend's Place, that's a long-term residence facility. So that the last time we were there, they wanted us to stretch it out to come back 9 months from this time. Because the kids were in a rotation where they're rotating in and out monthly or so on. So, it makes it even easier because then we don't have to, we plug them in later down the road. Just making the contacts, phone call.
So, yes.
I wouldn't mind volunteering for that, honestly. My wife's a nurse at UC Health, so, I know a lot of people over there. Very cool facts.
Oh. Okay, Eric, let's,
And it really helped out with my website anyways. Cross functionality between USSVI and my submarine website, I think it'd be fantastic. I'm 100% disabled, so I don't work, so.
okay.
Yeah, I fix cars, odds and ends and maintenance on people's stuff. That's about it.
Okay, so what we'll do is, when we get all your information, we can set up a time we have all our supplies and everything stored in Dale and Tammy's house, which is up in Frederick, just a little north of Denver. And we can show you everything, go through the ropes. We have all the contacts. You have all the contacts, right, Grant?
Okay.
What's that? It's all out there. It's all the tails. Okay, great. Ooh, that'd be great. Okay, bingo, Veterans Home. It is January 15th. Start time is 10:00. Let's sort of show how many people are going to be there. Oh, all right, right.
Plus Gene.
Oh yeah, Gene always comes too. Okay, good deal. I was smart enough to not schedule something on that day, so I can make that. Jeff, do you have anything on the newsletter?
Everybody's gonna get stuff to me, where I can get it done.
Okay, great deal. And this year, yeah, it's going really great. I'm glad. And the 24th of this month is when we need the things in the gym. UBC has no additional information. We already talked about the memorial. How about the float? Have you thought about that, or is that still kind of? We got to install the lift onto our trailer so that we can lift, raise, and lower that submarine without killing us.
All I'm hoping now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better, Then I can get on the boat and get it done by April.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go for the hip or something here shortly.
What?
Or the other arm, shoulder, aren't you going?
I'm not doing it.
You're gonna wait for a while?
This one was enough.
That was enough.
It's not hard. It's like,
What's that tell you? Okay, so sometime February, January. This is January, isn't it? Well, it's only the second week of January. Okay, so what are you talking? I don't know, Grant?
A little warmer.
Little warmer?
Yeah.
Okay, and how long do you think it'll take us to, hook that thing up?
Well, once we have the final measurements, probably have maybe 3 hours, 4 hours in the woods.
Oh, so we could do it in a day, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because we start parades, well, I think the first parades are in June, aren't they? Something like that. Estes Park, that's in July. It's 4th of July.
Is there usually something around Memorial Day?
Memorial Day, there you go. So we gotta get things going by May. Social event. Bruce, you got something already planned?
Oh, yeah, my house.
We're going to your house?
Are you sure?
Sometime in February or March, we'll have another social get together on a Saturday. We'll do some restaurant. We did Prost Brewery last month, was it, or 2 months ago? We had a pretty good turnout on that one there. And 6 months ago, we did a barbecue place down on.
Well, we talked about doing something at post 17.
Yeah, did we do that? Oh. After the meeting?
Right after we had lunch.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm thinking of doing it on a different Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to think about it, if it works out good, where people start enjoying coming in, because I've already had 7 people tell me they're going to start attending the meetings now again because they're on Saturdays. We may not need to do our quarterly social events because before we were doing that to kind of keep people going. So maybe we ought to just kind of let it slide this quarter and see how things work later in the year. The second quarter, we have our picnic, right, in May. And then are we going to have another barbecue at Cabbage Place? All right. Not twisted your arm.
Is that take place at the picnic? The barbecue take place at the picnic?
The picnic, annual picnic would be the social event for that quarter.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to be in May. Remember, decided to move it into May. Because August is just too damn hot. And the barbecue we had was over July, which is the third quarter of the year. So the 4th of July is on Friday. We have a picnic on Saturday the 5th.
Sure.
Mrs. Bowman says it's okay. I move we do it on the 5th.
What?
A picnic at our place. The barbecue at your house. Not a picnic. Whatever, it's a picnic barbecue. Okay. But our annual picnic is going to be in May.
Okay,
All right.
I'll get on it.
Thank you much. JJ is not here. I don't suppose you know anything, Gary, about Colorado?
There's nothing new in overhaul, so I mean, they are planning on getting a group to come out this, either spring or summer, whatever they can work out.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier to work it out now that they're in overhaul.
Okay, yeah, it worked out pretty good last time we had that for a visit.
Yeah.
Reefs Across America, we already talked about that. Remember the deadline for the newsletter. We're doing the audit this Friday. Just a tidbit. I live way up at 9,400 feet. We get winds like you wouldn't believe. Over the last 4 or 5 months, we've had 30, 40, 50 mile an hour gusts chase the house. any flag that I put up on our flagpole lasts about 2 months, maybe, if I'm lucky.
Well, I'm from China.
Well, that's probably what my problem is. So I started doing some research on it, and I found that the American Legion has its own flag company. It's called the American Legion Flag Company. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go ahead and buy that. They're American made. I said, I'll go ahead and buy 2 of those. Well, I've had that one flag out there for 6 months now, and there's not one shred.
Wow. That's cool.
And it's gone through 50-mile-an-hour gusts. I mean, it bends my pole all the way over, and nothing is shredded. So I'm just going to recommend that if you guys want to get some really good, well-made flags, go through the American Legion Flag Company. And that's what we're going to do when we go replace that Q49 hot. That's up on our new pole. Remember I got the deck card for handing out cards if you run into other submarine veterans. Wear your hats, or your coats or whatever. So you'll always run into people. We need to try to keep our membership up.
Speaking of cards,
Yes,
we're gonna get new cards.
we are.
I'll take care of that.
Well, from right now, what we have, you can just slide through it and put that down.
Blast it up.
And the
Okay.
QR code takes you to the website.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the 50-50 before we break for munchies, and then we'll jump right into the auction. Okay, that's been decided.
More tickets.
What's that?
He wants to sell more tickets.
Okay, that's a good deal. So let's run through the birthdays real quick. Charles Martin is on the 8th. Howard Loomis is on the 29th. Terry brought the cake and some brownies, right? All right. Beautiful. Okay, for January, we have Dennis Mays on the 14th, Randy Ackerman on the 16th, John Marinucci 17th. Jack Rolls is not here today, the 19th, and Mike Lowe. Do we have a volunteer for a cake?
That's what you got for February, right?
February.
Oh, excuse me, you're right, I missed those. That's for February. Mike, you up for that? Bring a cake for next meeting?
No, I can't.
You can't? Anybody else want to volunteer for a cake for next month?
Can we do it?
Why not?
Yeah, we'll do it. We just.
Okay, Robert Marshall. Let's break for coffee and cake. No coffee.
Jack Road almost always goes to the West region.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it.
He's not gonna do it. Okay. Then I won't come.
That means you should go. You know what the problem is? It costed $1,000 for the meeting.
That's the top.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And it's seven. It's wonderful day. LA's in the middle of the bay. It's got me. That's amazing. Those fires. Four football fields every minute. It's insane. Remember, there's zero containment.
I looked there in
5 fires, zero containment.
in September. We had a fire like that. Next time, I feel thinking about. And at noon, and by 6 o'clock, same type of.
It's just insane. We're 1,000 homes level.
Those are big, those are $1 million.
Yeah, those are.
That ain't a mobile home.
Oh, they can never $4 for
5 nights?
That's not. Well, it's only for $3.
No, you have to get in on Wednesday. We're limited to everything on Wednesday. Thursday. Because they have a luncheon starting at noon. Best flight I could get doesn't get in until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you have to drive from there to there.
Are you flying into?
We're going into the Orange County, John Wayne Airport.
Oh, John Wayne. I was looking at the Long Beach Airport.
The Long Beach Airport is really close, but they wanted an extra $300.
Southwest?
Yeah. Flying.
They're going to fly.
Yeah. You only went 16 miles and they wanted an extra.
Oh, you went to.
Yeah, what a deal. Richard Small. I'll come get it. I more people today writing something about the losing the coach.
Gone and we'll be back. We're going to.
Family business.
Like that.
Yeah, you do that every year.
Yeah. Then I don't know if we do the prayer, but.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We need to read up.
Sounds good.
Take this.
I'm hoping you tell us. Well, wow. So we
Randy asked. He might some.
okay. Yeah, she said he's doing it. So then I'm hoping to come to the park. We need.
It's south.
Where is that? You're coming down Sheridan, Williams Avenue, right about where the lakes are. You make a right. Goes second circle. You turn left. Right.
Was that Lakeside Park?
Yeah.
By Lakeside Park?
Oh, no. Low breaks. The boy is Sheridan 17. On 20.
But it's south of Stonesville.
West. West.
So.
Don't let me put it out all this.
So should I invite Tammy, Marcia,
Okay. Pick up stuff. Yeah, just out.
maybe I saw and need somebody, you know,
Yeah, before you go to the next item, make sure you know the name. Now. Yeah. Perfect. That's perfect. It's a good cake.
Yeah, it is. We need 0.5% for the after kid. We'll fill up the help out.
Shut the dog.
Looks like you're ready for a mango ring. Brain, press, everything. It's exactly right.
Oh, that was lucky. Lucky. Yeah, it's running below.
It's actually a